Now we will go to the question number 7. Sorry, question number 7 already over. What does one mean by exothermic and endothermic reactions? Give examples. Already we discussed what is meant by exothermic reaction under the category known as why respiration is called as exothermic. So exothermic reaction means a reaction where energy is given out in the form of heat. Endothermic reaction means what? Energy is absorbed, energy is taken. Why in the exothermic reaction heat is given out? Why in the endothermic reactions heat is taken? It is because difference in the energy between reactants and the products. In the case of exothermic reaction, total energy of the reactants is more than the total energy of the products. The difference comes out on the RHS. You can think of reverse. If the total energy of the products is more than the total energy of the reactants, so difference goes towards the LHS. It is the flow of energy from the higher to the lower energy. So energy will go from the product to the reactants, that is from RHS to the LHS. So it is called energy is taken into the reaction, that fall under the category endothermic reactions. So the answer is exothermic reaction means the reactions in which heat is released along with the formation of products are called exothermic reaction. The energy of the reactants is more than that of the products. Using the greater symbol, he has written energy of the reactants is more than the energy of the products. Therefore, it is called exothermic. Best example is combustion of methane, natural gas methane. Wherever a petroleum source is there, methane gas comes out. When that methane gas reacts with air or oxygen, we get carbon dioxide and the water plus heat energy is given out. Along with heat, light also given out. We study in our higher class. But how much heat is given out? That comes under the one more category known as the calorific value of the fuels that we study in the higher class. But here, for your kind information, methane gives 55 kilojoules of energy per mole. What is mole? We study in the 11th class in detail. For every mole, how much energy is given. Now, time being, this is exothermic. Why? Heat is given out. One more example, respiration and decomposition of vegetable matter reactions are exothermic. Whenever I already about the respiration we have studied. Now decomposition of vegetable matter. So this also comes under the action. Whenever we decompose any vegetable matter, slightly it becomes warm. For this you have to check by keeping the vegetable matter in the house only. Surrounding area becomes slightly warm. That indicates that energy is given out in that area. That is the indication that decomposition of the vegetable matter, organic matter is exothermic. Now endothermic reaction. The reactions in which energy is absorbed by the reactants to complete the reaction are called endothermic reactions. Why? Because the energy of the reactants is less than, I told energy of the products is more than, in the reverse way. So energy of the reactants is less than that of the products equation. Therefore, it is called endothermic reactions. Best example is process of photosynthesis. See, glucose, oxygen giving the water and carbon dioxide is respiration. Reverse of this is the photosynthesis. This is exo and this becomes the automatically endo. So photosynthesis is endo, respiration is exo. Both are complementary to each other. Now, question number 9. Why are decomposition reactions called the opposite of combination reactions? Write equations for these reactions. Compose means to combine, to unite, to form. I am composing music. I am combining music notes to go for the main music. So it is called as composing the music. In the same way, compose means what? To add, to unite, to bring together. That is the meaning of the compose. So decompose is the separation or breaking. So decomposition means it is the separating, whereas the combination is the adding. That's why both are opposite words. What I have given here, in decomposition, reactions a single reactant breaks down into simpler products. For example, CH4 on breaking gives C plus 2H2. Water 2H2O on decomposition gives 2H2 plus O2. In the same way, CaCO3 supply energy for the decomposition, for breaking. It breaks into, decomposes into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So this is example for what? Decomposition reaction. Whereas in the combination reactions are those reactions when two or more reactants will combine to form a single product. So here single product is decomposed. Here two or more than reactants are reacted and to give a single product. So that is called as the combination reaction. So best example is this only, CaO plus CO2 gives CaCO3, or CaO plus H2O gives CaOH twice. One more example. So all these are examples for what? Combination reactions. I think you are clear about the answer. In doubt, you are most welcome to ask when you come back to the school. Okay, question number 10 now. In the refining of silver, the recovery of silver from silver nitrate solution involved displacement by copper metal. Write down the reaction involved. He has gone on industrial application. Whenever you want to refine, whenever you want to purify, refining is purification. Purification of silver, the recovery of silver from silver nitrate involves a displacement reaction by copper. That is what is silver nitrate? Silver nitrate is AgNO3. When AgNO3 mixes with the copper, because copper is more reactive than the silver, copper will go and remove the silver and forms copper nitrate, and silver is made free. So free, to get the free silver metal in the refining of silver, in the metallurgy of silver, we do this equation. So reaction is what? 2AgNO3 plus Cu gives CuNO3 twice plus 2Ag. Copper is more reactive, I told already. So copper will go and displace the least reactive silver, and here it is made free, and this becomes the copper nitrate. This is an example for displacement reaction which is used in the industry. Now question number 11. Why do we apply paint on iron articles? This from, I think, 8th class you are learning. Iron is more prone to the rusting. Iron has got more affinity towards the oxygen. If you see the reactivity series of metals, before iron they are more reactive than iron. So when they react with the atmosphere or the environment, so they also undergo corrosion, but they are, because of the reactivity at a high temperature, they decompose, or they will go for the oxide layer formation. That oxide layer becomes the coating for the next layer of the metal. So next layer corrosion will not take place. But in the case of iron, for room temperature, iron reacts with the air and the water, becomes iron oxide, which we commonly call it as rust. Because iron is most widely used metal in our day-to-day life, so when the iron loss is there, we have to worry. So therefore, we have to protect iron from the rusting. How to protect? There are various ways are there. The one way is what? Painting. You might have seen in the classroom, painting on the window panes, painting on the doors, painting on the table, painting on the chair. So all these paintings on the iron body, just why? It is just to protect iron to undergo rusting. That's why we have to apply paint on iron articles to avoid iron to undergo rusting. Here is the answer given by him. Iron articles gets corrode easily in the presence of moisture and the air. For the prevention of rusting, we have to paint the iron articles. When we apply the paint on iron articles, what happens? See, iron is reacting to the air and the water. But when we paint on the iron surface, so that oil surface is avoiding the contact between the air, water and the metal. When there is no contact between the iron with the atmosphere, naturally it will not undergo rusting. So iron is protected. So I think it is clear why you have to paint on the iron. So with this, we have discussed some 11 questions. kindly go through once again all these notes and understand. And you are most welcome to ask any doubts when you come back to the school. So, welcoming you all. Thank you.